Don't know if you can hear me under the racket, but this is the second big storm we've had in this many weeks. I'm hobbling about because I got an infection or something in my foot. I was supposed to see the doctor today, but I'm not leaving the boat for this. The wind turbine was like just spinning around and really weird, trying to shake itself off the boat, so I had to climb up to the table edge, which is a bit hairy when that thing's spinning the speed it does. So I used the boat hook for that. But the point of this being, this is abnormal, this is really weird weather. I think this is an El Nino year. I've been trying to find out if it is or not, and there's very limited information, to be honest with you. People talk about it, but when you want to say, is this an El Nino year, people don't seem to know the answer. But this weather, this summer has been very, very weird. In Scandinavia, Europe, all over the world, there's been some really weird weather patterns. However, having a bit of bad weather and a bit of a bad leg didn't discourage me from going out and enjoying myself on occasion. Even there was a few boat parties, but the less said about boat parties, the better. But then it was back to doing more awful boat work. Some of the woodwork on the back lazarette was coming adrift. It had to be taken off and made good again. It did originally look like this, but not anymore. This is my control box for my Raymarine radio. And this is the handset. The box has all the gubbins in it, but none of the controls. All the controls are on the handset. The cable, due to the heat here, has just perished. All the outer part has come off. And because it's multifunction, it's not like 2 or 3 cables going in to the microphone. There's 8 cables, and each one of them is absolutely tiny. So went out and got myself a brand new radio because it's so important to have communications on the boat. This microphone is sort of harks back to old school. It's just a click, transmit and not. I have fallen down these steps several times, and it's a dangerous thing to do, believe me, when the boat's moving around and you're at sea. It's actually quite a long drop down those steps to the bottom. There is some form of anti-slip matting already there that was original to the boat. It doesn't come to the edge of the step, and it's never been much good. Been measuring up and cutting some of this stuff which I found in a local hardware shop. It's got a sticky back to it. You peel that off and stick it down. When you walk down these steps, you tend to step on the step edge, and if it's wet or your feet are wet, you can slip quite easily, but not now. The last thing I want to do is slip down these steps and hurt myself, or anybody else for that matter. Another job I hate is stocking up the boat and having to go to the supermarket on a regular basis. So it was time to have some fun. My friend Maria and I had managed to borrow a 4x4, decided to do some exploring, and together with another couple of cruisers, we went up country to a place called Sleeping Indian Mountain to do a little bit of exploring. We met a charming young lady who told us all about the trail. Lots of pictures, lots of finger pointing going on. They gave us a little paper map, which is about all we had. Maria actually copied it onto her phone so we wouldn't lose it. But yeah, lots of stuff to see. I was really interested. Lots more finger pointing, lots more photographs. And then you sort of started finger pointing upwards, and I realized that we were probably actually going to climb a mountain. Well, okay, so let's go climb a mountain. I love history, so when we came across these, I was super excited. These rocks have got markings all over them, drawings, I guess pictures, letters, messages, I don't know, but all done by some of the indigenous inhabitants of the area from years ago, and lots of mangoes, waterfalls. This was going to be an exciting day. occasionally we'd stop along the trail to try and get our bearings. It wasn't so easy to follow the trail. Because we were up in the clouds almost at this point, it really was a rainforest and was very wet. More finger pointing. Jungle Girl, that's Maria, led the way, taking us through torrents of rivers, well actually it was a stream, and jungles and banana plantations. Oh, all interesting stuff. And then we thought we'd got to the top. Oh, there's an old man there, ignore him. And it was incredibly beautiful. But it wasn't actually the top, and Jungle Girl led us down yet another trail. We ended up in what I thought was somebody's garden. What a house was doing up here on the side of the mountain, I don't know. But followed Maria. She seemed to know where she was going. I thought we were going to get shot as trespassers, but it was all good. Then I saw this. It was what was left of a hiker, probably eaten by the local inhabitants. But in fact, there was a purpose to it. It was this. These flowers just do strange things if you put them to your mouth.
I can take the GoPro out of the case for a minute now because it's actually stopped raining for a bit.
Yeah.
And we've seen a peak over there. Maria wants to go on. She's a slave driver.
That's it. I think that's
Yeah.
it. Look at this though. This beautiness.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow, look at all those cell towers.
I think the reason it stopped raining is we're actually above the clouds now.
You're totally right. Yeah, you're right.
Oh dear, I think I've just got outvoted. We're going on.
I think historically we call this a death march, right?
Yeah, this could end up as being the Central American version of Deliverance.
I have to say at this point, I'm not the fittest guy in the world. I'm also not the youngest. And doing treks and trails before in my past, I never managed to get to the top of a mountain. So this, for me, had become a bit of a challenge. This time I was going to do it.
That's a proper hiking beer.
Hiking beer. Sweeter than an anchor beer. Woohoo.
Ding. Woohoo.
Trouble is, wherever you go, there's just too many vloggers. People taking, you spend hours climbing to the top of a mountain, you get people taking selfies and stuff. You want me to stand?
Bunch of boozers.
Bear with this camera.
I think it's gonna rain in a minute. Look,
We're high
coming,
enough.
shower coming. Yeah.
This is how you're going down a mountain now.
Maybe like 3 years.
Now it's getting chilly.
Yeah, I got my coat.
We've reached the summit! It's getting freezing up here!
Don't spill the beer, girl! There are some things you shouldn't be doing.
I have to give a little toast to the mountain.
Yeah. Happy mountain. Thank you, mountain,
The mountain gods.
for allowing us to stand here. Yeah.
Dry out. The inside of it got so sweaty.
Sweaty. I thought they were expensive climbing shoes.
No, heck no.
Kind of crazy.
Oh, sorry.
Just got climbing shoes. I can model Panama Ghetto.
Panama Ghetto girl. Well, we followed Jungle Girl up here, and I was all for turning back,
From sea.
and the others were the same, like, oh, but no, Maria's like, we've got to go, and we made it to the top. And this apparently is called the sleeping Indian. Yeah,
Yeah.
sleeping Indian, because from a distance it kind of looks like a girl in a recumbent pose. I don't know about that, but it's certainly blooming high. I've just noticed a huge crucifix on a hill over there, or cross or whatever. It wouldn't be a crucifix, would it? Yeah, I'm kind of proud of it. Oops, I bet it's very steep. Oh, hang on. They're shooting at us now.
It's high noon.
Duck.
10 points for Gringo.
Guns went off because
Englishman first.
I don't know what that was. Anyway, yeah, it's fascinating. All kinds of little houses and all kinds of. I had to use the GoPro for most of this because we've actually been below the. Oh, they're throwing rocks at me now. Stop! Horrible people. You rotters! You rotters! I'm going back down this way. I don't want to go back with you. Well, obviously I'm not going to finish the rest of this bit, am I? But it is spectacular. I'm going to put the camera away before I get hit by a rock or fall off the edge of the mountain. Yeah, I've been using the GoPro for most of it because, as I was saying, we were actually below the cloud level and it was raining all the time. And now we've got coats on because it is actually a bit cold up here. But yeah, it is spectacular. Yeah, that's the map that they gave us, and then Maria put it on her phone. And we were so we went
Start
from,
here.
Yeah.
That's where the car is.
Yeah.
We truck along here.
Yeah.
This is the first waterfall where Barry's like, how far? We got it, Barry. We kept trucking.
Yeah.
We weren't really sure if we saw that one or not.
Yeah, we kind of
kept
passed
going.
that bit.
I think we didn't find the caves, so we kept trucking. I think we went off. We definitely went off this way for.
Yeah, so down that way.
I suggest going. That's pretty gardens, and you have to do the lip shot. It's the only reason. This is why we went that way. We trucked back down again. Oh, actually, no. We went up here when we trucked back down again, and then we went up to the lip shot. And we trucked back down again,
So
and
I'm very
then
confused.
we made it to the top.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell it's the top. Like, I mean, look.
Oh yeah, you can look.
And don't be confused by the maple trees or the oak trees that they draw. It's technically gumbo-looking trees.
Look at all these
Jungle
people like
machine,
filming
yeah.
at the same time.
One of our party brought along a butterfly net, and it was suggested by somebody that we should do some slow motion butterfly catching while we're on the mountain. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Not catch anything.
Air.
You can't even get any air. I don't think you can get any air on that rock. How do you jump going upstream?
I don't know how you jump going upstream.
It's like, it is good. We could get to there.
I'm on the top of a mountain with nutters.
Craziness, but it did seem like a good idea at the time and we had a laugh. After that, we got ourselves together for the long trek back down the mountain to a nice restaurant for something to eat. The restaurant had a painting on the wall where you could actually see the Sleeping Indian Girl mountain. By this time of the day, we were all somewhat tired and very, very hungry and looking forward to some food. But before we had to go home, we thought we'd check out the local market, fresh produce, few souvenirs, altogether a great day with great friends. Then it was time to leave the mountain and say goodbye. Back at the marina, my longtime friends Johanna and Timur were getting ready to leave.
Yeah, most nights I'd sit and talk to neighbours at beer o'clock, but Johanna's on Coca-Cola because she's driving in a minute. They're taking the boat out to sea. Lucky them.
Okay, yeah, all gone. Okay.
That doesn't seem right. Your boat's moving. Oh, poor old Shaddy's all alone here. Have a great voyage and I'll see you soon. There's a big empty space. I'm not used to that. And then there were just two old men left. Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
We're going to have a beer, compadre.
Sounds good to me.
But I knew that it was now not going to be that long before it was my turn to leave. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to thank my patrons for their amazing support. I'd like to thank everybody for your amazing support. Thank you so much. I'm on Facebook. You can check me out there for real-time updates. Patreon, if you'd like to help out. Thank you so much for watching. Please thumbs up and subscribe. See you soon.